Hello everyone, welcome to a recapping of my last year's F&P. Now the reason I'm doing this is simply to show my characters and kind of explain who they are, because there isn't really a need to go into that because it was last year, but I thought to the people who didn't see it last year, this video is to help explain what was going on and what's been changed, stuff like that. So we'll start with the concept of the show. So last year my F&P was a pitch bible, which would have been like you've give to a company to say, hey, here's an idea for a show I had, here's all the rules and stuff about it, how about you make it a real thing? So that was my last year's one, and the concept of this one is, what if we picked it up? What happens if like some company was like, I'm interested, show me more? So I've got the characters, and the concept of the show was going to be like two friends who have to work in like a convenience store, but this year I decided to not like have it be centered in the convenience store, simply because I wanted to kind of show more of the characters in their day-to-day life than just keep them in one environment in the same outfit, you know, stuff like that. So I also plan to show more of the characters. Last year I wrote about them, but you didn't actually get to see them like kind of act and behave, because like I kind of also want to show the personalities a bit in these animations. So I'm gonna quickly start talking about the characters so you can see what to expect. So we'll start with the first one. I think, yeah, here we go. Eli. So Eli was a character who is like, he's kind of already done with it when he shows up. He doesn't like, his job is like, his main goal is just to like get in, do his job, and get out. But he also is like, he also is a bit like curious to see how like everything can end up. So like, he'll be like, so let's say everyone's going out to do something, like, and he's like, this is stupid, we shouldn't be doing this. He's still gonna go along because he wants to see how stupid it'll get. Like he just kind of, this sounds weird, but he kind of likes seeing people fail. He's a bit of a, you know, half empty kind of guy, you know what I mean? But on the complete opposite is his friend Kyle, who is more of a like, he's more of an instigator. He's the kind of guy who'll start the plot, because he is like, he does whatever he sees will entertain him the most. So like if, you know, if he sees something happen, he's the type of guy, if he sees a fight, he joins in just because it would be fun, something to talk about. So they kind of both clash in that angle. One guy just wants to get things done, and the other guy just wants to like do whatever he wants. So they kind of clash, but you know, they are friends at the end of the day. So I thought with this with these animatics, we're going to show more of their friendship, kind of how they act with each other, you know, how they mess around, how they you know, banter with each other, stuff like that. And I think another character who will appear in these animatics is Tilly. Now, Tilly didn't really show up much in the pitch bible. She had one little tiny blurb about herself, but she was meant to be like the kind of like the outsider looking in. She was meant to be someone who would be like, who would see what they'd be doing in the shop and kind of be like, that's you know, weird, but I'm here, it's friendly, I like seeing what's happening. But I decided to kind of have her change up a bit for this one. I kind of want her to be a to kind of be like the third to Eli and Kyle. Like, so those two have their own thing going on, but then like I think Tilly would be good as like what's it called, the tertiary, I can't say. Put the word up on screen, future me. Thank you. The third character, like someone who isn't around all the time, but like also interacts with them. And I have an idea for like what I kind of want to do. I kind of want her to have like a job that isn't related to the other two, so we can kind of like have them, you know, like mess around with each other in their workplaces. So I think I might do something with her, and I want to talk about them and simply just show their blurbs now, because like, if you didn't know that and you went into these, you'd really have to either like watch and get the character from watching them. So my plan is like, my plan is to act like the last year's F&P just didn't exist. Like no one has seen it, no one knows anything about it, and I want to like, and that's why I'm talking about it now, just in case you've like watched the animatics, you're like, I don't get the characters' personalities. I just wanted to like kind of talk about it now and kind of get like why I'm now. My words are over. I want to kind of just like explain now why I chose to do a sequel instead of like a whole new original concept. Originally, I did plan to kind of make it like it's a spin-off, like, you know how like Frasier was a spin-off of Cheers, that kind of thing. But I decided against it because, simply put it, coming up with like a whole new idea that, like, I do have ideas I could use, but coming up with a whole new idea, I would probably just end up doing a pitch Bible again, because I like exploring the world, I like talking about it. But with animation, you kind of like, I would end up having to do either a 7-minute pilot, and with me, I'm the type of person who doesn't like to like half-ass. I don't like to be like, okay, we're gonna make a 7-minute pilot, because that would take, I think doing that, I would be, by the end of the F&P, like the last week, I would have just finished doing the project and none of the other work would have gotten done. So it was simply just a time thing. So I decided, instead of having to like go crazy, come up with a new concept, I can just pick up where I left off, so I can save some time and actually get my animatic done with characters that have already been established, but I can still kind of talk more about it, go into the world. Now, sadly, I think I won't be able to have some characters show up in this. I don't think I'll have the other three, the owner of the shop, because why would he show up if I'm not exploring the shop? My goal is to not have the characters be in the shop, so why would he be there? I didn't also want to have the other two, because I feel like if I made something with them, they'd have to be introduced in that animatic. I don't think I could make it where, like, you know, they walk in already pre-established like the other three, because those three, their personality types are like everyone's seen before. You can be like, oh, okay, I kind of know how they act like this character, or they act like that. But with these three, I don't know, one, they wouldn't really make sense to be there, and two, I already want to set them up in their own thing. So yeah, that's basically why I'm doing a sequel. Just because, one, doing something new would just be a pain. Nothing would get done on time. And it's another reason why I'm doing animatics, because one, with an animatic, you can get a lot more done compared to an animation, because would you rather see 3 short animatics or 1 long animation that isn't even finished? At the end of the day, that will be half done, the coloring won't even be there, it'll be like cutting between actual rough animation and the final cut, you know. Sadly, it just wouldn't have been able to get done, so I decided to go with animatics, decided to go with these characters. So basically, we're picking up where I left off. I'm realizing now I'm just saying the same things over and over again. You know what, this is kind of rude. We're talking about my last year thing. How are you lot doing, you know? It's always me with these things. How are you guys doing, you know?